Good evening. So people, I'm going to do it this way. Here's the channel to go to, Missy's channel. I'm having trouble with StreamYard, YouTube, I don't know. This is the guy who got killed yesterday at Trump's rally. He was there at Trump. He jumped on his wife and kids to protect them. He's a fireman, lost his life protecting his family. So I'm sorry to do it this way, to use my phone, since hold on.
On top of his family and took the bullet. And behind Trump yesterday, he dove on top of his family and took the bullet. And he was a firefighter of all people. So the governor asked if he could speak about this guy. He said
Corey was a firefighter.
Corey's wife and Corey's two daughters. Corey was a girl dad. Corey was a firefighter. Corey went to church every Sunday. Corey loved his community. Most especially, Corey loved his family. Corey was an avid supporter of the former president, was so excited to be there last night with him in the community, the governor said. I asked Corey's wife if it would be okay for me to share that we spoke. She said yes. She also asked that I share with all of you that Corey died a hero. He dove on his family to protect them last night at the rally. So Shapiro has directed flags to be flown at half-staff in Comparatore's memory. Hope I'm not saying his name wrong. 2 are critically injured. I don't hear any update on that. GoFundMe campaign for the victim's family. I will put the link in the description of this video. Verified by the fundraising platform, has raised over $2 million by Sunday afternoon. Wow, more than double its initial goal. Well, that's good. More than 28,000 donations have poured in, according to the website. This is reported by CNN, who once again, while they're getting ads all over their websites, they make money off of not revealing the fact that it was reported to the police that they saw a man on the roof with the gun and that they were shouting and screaming in panic after minutes went by and they didn't warn the crowd or Trump that there was a shooter. They saw him on the roof, minutes told police, they didn't warn him, then they started screaming. 5 times they shouted there was a shooter. 5 times. You can hear Trump still speaking, and then you can hear the first shot. They had plenty of warning. But of course CNN does not cover that. Instead, they're part of the crew that is attacking people and acting like you shouldn't speculate. Incredible. See, back in the 60s when Kennedy was assassinated, they didn't have devices then where everybody's out there with, I saw people in the crowd, even when the shooting was going on, they would duck, but their hand would be holding up their camera to film everything.
What are you kidding
we're living now. They didn't have, in the 1980s when Reagan attempted assassination on him, they didn't have devices then. So this is the first time there's been an attempt, right? Now you have people with devices recording every little thing. So now, this time, they're not going to get by with acting like they don't know what happened, because now we have people who very clearly saw that there was a shooter on the roof and let them know. And then you had people who were already filming because they were recording Trump in his speech, who caught the screams when they shouted not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, but 5 times. It was shouted about a shooter before the first shot is heard fired. So, no, we have every right this time It's not conspiracy theory. There's something going on because the media is hiding it on purpose.
Why
I mean,
is
if
it?
the media was covering what had happened, I wouldn't be so suspicious. But the fact the media is hiding it makes it even more. It makes it worse. And the family members
There's a
of this
guy
man
who
who died a hero has a right to know that his death could have been prevented.
he's a hero. He's a bona fide USA hero. He saved his family from the shooter, gave his family another chance to live. This pisses me off. You know, we got to come together, no matter if we're Democrats, Republicans. This needs to stop. This needs to stop. This young man saved his family from the shooter, gave his life. Gave his life to protect his family. You know, why would he have to give his life? It should never happen. You heard what Missy's channel. Let me show you. Go to her channel. That's Missy's channel. And this pisses me off that somebody who died a hero protecting his family, and somebody else got shot there too by that crazy Democrat. Yeah, I said Democrat. I know they said he registered as a Republican. But when more come out, you're going to find out his mom and dad is a Democrat. He done that, you know, register as a Republican where they wouldn't go back to the Democrats. You know, that's what I stand for in this channel. Truth and justice for all. When is CNN going to speak the damn truth? Fake news, as Trump always said when he was president. You said, how you know it's fake news? I tell you. He was in Louisville, Kentucky at a rally inside. Me and my son went there. We watched the news stations on our cell phones. And we was there in person. They reported, CNN and Fox and other fake news said Trump said this and that. And he didn't say that. So this is a question, you know, you listen to. Why don't let me bring it?
If the officers had warned them after they were told there was a shooter, there was a shooter, there was a shooter. And when they started screaming, but at the very least, when they were told minutes before the first shot was fired that there was a guy on the roof, their family has a right to know.
So people, you saw that. You heard from Missy's channel. Here's something from CNN. Let's see what them fake news people will say. Now, so
Home Depot hates when you do this, but they can't stop you. This new $80 high-performance...
CNN's Whitney Wild has been following the FBI investigation into the shooting. Whitney, this is being called a security failure at the highest level. So tell our viewers how this happened.
Well, Wolf, that is the biggest question here. And I can tell you, I've spoken with multiple members of law enforcement who look at the proximity of that building to the former president and are absolutely astounded, shocked. I mean, the list of adjectives goes on and on, that something like this could happen. What we know, Wolf, is that according to the Secret Service, that building was outside of the perimeter. But the question is, what was supposed to happen at the building? Was someone supposed to be posted there? Was there a sweep? When did the sweep happen? Ultimately, how did this shooter get up onto the roof? And the other major question here, Wolf, is that in the planning, how did the Secret Service determine the relevance of that building in this larger operational plan? Did they look at that building as a vulnerability? Did they just simply say it's outside the perimeter? This perimeter is wide enough and move on? These are the questions that need to be answered by the Secret Service, and certainly the questions that the Secret Service is asking themselves at this very moment. What we know, Wolf, is that what the Secret Service does at events like this, and certainly this happened at the rally, is that they rely on local law enforcement to fill in gaps. That happens all the time. It is extremely routine for the Secret Service. And in this case, for example, they had 2 Secret Service counter sniper teams available on the ground with the former president, as well as 2 local counter sniper teams. But again, there are so many questions, Wolf, about was somebody supposed to be posted there, and why wasn't a member of law enforcement posted on the roof?
And Whitney, we now know it wasn't just local law enforcement that spotted the shooter beforehand. Some witnesses say they actually saw a man carrying a rifle outside that security perimeter just ahead of the rally. Another told our affiliate KDKA he saw a guy moving from roof to roof. Why didn't anyone react before he started shooting?
That's my good question.
That is another major question here, Wolf. And what we understand, again, is that law enforcement spotted this person and they were at least having some discussions over the radio about suspicious activity. But the question is, when was this person spotted with a firearm, and what did local law enforcement do about it? What did the Secret Service do about it? According to the Washington Post, what we know is that a law enforcement officer was able to determine that the sniper was up on the roof and actually pulled himself up onto the roof. And in a moment, very briefly, it's unclear if they exchanged any words, but at least they saw one another. And the shooter on top of that roof saw this local law enforcement officer, turned his rifle. Again, this is according to the Washington Post. And in that moment, the officer dropped from the roof to try to take cover to save his own life. So many more questions, Wolf, about why, if this person was acting suspiciously, if he was spotted with a firearm, why there weren't counterintelligence officials watching him. I was speaking with a source earlier today who said normally what should happen in a case like this is the second you see somebody acting suspiciously, especially if they are later seen with a firearm, is you have someone from law enforcement watching them right away. And ideally, you'd even have someone from law enforcement contact that person. Many more questions to answer here, Wolf, but certainly how local law enforcement, how the Secret Service reacted to that information is going to be crucial to this investigation.
Yeah, and we'll be hearing from Secret Service agents during the course of this hour. We expect them to start answering some of these very, very serious questions. Whitney Wild reporting for us. Whitney, thanks very much. And joining us now, CNN senior national security analyst, the former assistant Homeland Security Secretary Juliette Kayyem, and CNN senior law enforcement analyst, the former Philadelphia Police Commissioner, also the former D.C. Police Chief Charles Ramsey. Thanks to both of you for joining us. Chief Ramsey, do you consider this a security failure?
Absolutely. There's no question about it. I mean, listen, this sort of thing is not supposed to happen. The president's absolutely right by calling for an independent investigation. That, in my mind, means it should not be an internal investigation by the Secret Service. Someone else should take over the investigation. But they have to find out what took place so it doesn't happen again. I mean, clearly, a gunman, to be able to get that close to a protectee, to actually wound that individual, there's just no excuse for it. Something broke down. And the more we find out about things like seeing a suspicious person, I mean, did anybody
look at this
make
guy right
contact
there?
with this
He's
individual?
somebody
How did he
famous.
get on the roof? And then there's one report that there was a cop up there who left after he saw the individual. How true that is, I don't know. But the bottom line is something broke down, and they got to find out quickly. Tomorrow starts the RNC. A month later, you got the DNC, and in between, you're going to have a former president, current president, and both their vice presidents out actively campaigning. And so we have to fix this problem.
You are absolutely right. Juliet, in your latest article in The Atlantic, you say, and I'm quoting you now, Political violence reveals deep cultural dysfunction, and that dysfunction is what our leaders must address. No security perimeter can shield our fractured democracy. So what do our political leaders, Juliet, need to do now in order to address this current political climate?
I've been using Epidemic Sound as my go-to resource for background music and sound effects for the last 6 years since I...
So, I mean, it's basically that we have to stop talking in terms of annihilation, right? I mean, this is that it's a zero-sum game. I have been consistent, and it's difficult to talk about this now because there was an assassination attempt, but consistent in that the divisions that we have, which are natural, part of our democracy, historic, cannot be extended to violence. And in other words, that cannot be a natural extension of our politics. I'm just quoting the FBI, we have seen the rise of exceptionally challenging times for public officials, in particular judges, secretaries of state, in terms of right-wing focus on them. And then, as we've seen with the Supreme Court, Congress, and now former President Trump, violence against them. This sort of permissiveness that has become part of the way we talk as a nation. It's not sustainable as a democracy. I'm going to be entirely clear. We have got to stop.
Yeah, this has to stop, people. This has to stop. You know, it's stupid. Corey lost his life protecting his family. He's a fireman. He's a fireman, gave his life to protect his family. He's the one that got killed there at Trump's rally. And I'm tired of listening to the lies that CNN is telling. Okay. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to play it again. Look at that. Trump rally victim dies, covering his family, details release. So, it's only 4 minutes long.
Oh, this guy is a hero. He dove on top of his family. This is the guy who died, who apparently was behind Trump yesterday. He dove on top of his family and took the bullet. And he was a firefighter of all people. So the governor asked if he could speak about this guy. He said he spoke to Corey's wife and Corey's 2 daughters. Corey was a girl dad. Corey was a firefighter. Corey went to church every Sunday. Corey loved his community. Most especially, Corey loved his family. Corey was an avid supporter of the former president, was so excited to be there last night with him in the community, the governor said. I asked Corey's wife if it would be okay for me to share that we spoke. She said yes. She also asked that I share with all of you that Corey died a hero. He dove on his family to protect them last night at the rally. So Shapiro has directed flags to be flown at half-staff in Comparatore's memory. Hope I'm not saying his name wrong. 2 are critically injured. I don't hear any update on that. GoFundMe campaign for the victim's family. I will put the link in the description of this video. Verified by the fundraising platform, has raised over $2 million by Sunday afternoon. Wow, more than double its initial goal. Well, that's good. More than 28,000 donations have poured in, according to the website. This is reported by CNN, who once again, while they're getting ads all over their websites, they make money off of not revealing the fact that it was reported to the police that they saw a man on the roof with the gun, and that they were shouting and screaming in panic after minutes went by and they didn't warn the crowd or Trump that there was a shooter. They saw him on the roof, minutes told police, they didn't warn him, then they started screaming. 5 times they shouted there was a shooter. 5 times. You can hear Trump still speaking, and then you can hear the first shot. They had plenty of warning. But of course CNN does not cover that. Instead, they're part of the crew that is attacking people and acting like you shouldn't speculate. Incredible. See, back in the 60s when Kennedy was assassinated, they didn't have devices then where everybody's out there with, I saw people in the crowd, even when the shooting was going on, they would duck, but their hand would be holding up their camera to film everything. I mean, this is the day we're living now. They didn't have, in the 1980s when Reagan attempted assassination on him, they didn't have devices then. So this is the first time there's been an attempt, right? Now you have people with devices recording every little thing. So now, this time, they're not going to get by with acting like they don't know what happened, because now we have people who very clearly saw that there was a shooter on the roof and let them know. And then you had people who were already filming because they were recording Trump in his speech, who caught the screams when they shouted not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, but 5 times. It was shouted about a shooter before the first shot is heard fired. So, no, we have every right this time. It's not conspiracy theory. There's something going on because the media is hiding it on purpose. I mean, if the media was covering what had happened, I wouldn't be so suspicious. But the fact the media is hiding it makes it it makes it worse. And the family members of this man
That
died
is
a hero,
Corey. He died
has a right
a
to know
hero,
that his
protected
death
his family.
prevented. If the officers had warned them after they were told there was a shooter, there was a shooter, there was a shooter. And when they started screaming, but at the very least, when they were told minutes before the first shot was fired that there was a guy on the roof, their family has a right to know.
Okay, people. Who screwed up here? Did the FBI screw it up? Did the Secret Service screw it up? Why is CNN not reporting this bull crap? You heard Trump when he was president. Fake news. It is fake news. And I'm sorry, people. The guy died a hero. Corey died as a hero, protecting his family like all spouses is supposed to do. Protect their family. But if the Secret Service, FBI, and the news media, why didn't they do things? Why is CNN hiding this bull crap? Trump always said fake news. You say, how do I know it's fake news? Well, me and my son went to a Trump rally over in Louisville, Kentucky when he was president. And we got sitting there, we listened to Trump, but we listened to, on our cell phone, what CNN, Fox, and what they reporting. They reported stuff that Trump said that he said. In fact, they lied. He didn't say what they reported. So, to me, that is fake news. Trump didn't lie. So, that pisses me off. That guy could have been spared his life if the Secret Service, FBI, or the other police there done something. I know that was outside the area. That's not the point. Secret Service is supposed to protect the president. They in charge of protection. Your local police, state police, and FBI covers the rest of it. So whose fault at that is it that Corey lost his life yesterday protecting his family? A GoFund set up for Corey and those other victims. And $2 million is not enough. Corey probably had a life insurance. That's not the point. He was the breadwinner for his wife and kids. Now he's dead because of that a-hole Democrat. I know they said he's a Republican, but I bet 2-1 he's really a Democrat. You know, I'm sorry, you people, get your heads out of your ass. It's time for you all to wake up. It could have been Biden that got shot. You know, they tried to take Trump out during Congress, and that failed. Then they tried to take it through the court systems. It's failing. Now they try to take him out with a sniper. I know I'm right, Josh. You heard that lady report. Missy's channel is what? She got 1.61 subscribers. You know, it pisses me off. You know, I'm a Democrat, but I don't really vote for the party. I vote for the best person who can do the job. But why, you know, you heard it, people, that they reported to CNN. They reported through the proper channel. Somebody screwed up. Corey, you saw his picture. He's a fireman in Pennsylvania. Do you think Trump should be president? I say yes. You know, I voted him in the last 2 elections. Why did I vote for him? I'm a Democrat. Because he wasn't a politician. I watched the TV shows that he had. You're for this and that. He said he was going to do this and that, bring our jobs back to the United States, make the economy better. Well, in my area where I live in southern Indiana, about 20 miles north of Louisville, gas was below $2. Groceries was cheaper. Diesel fuel was cheaper. Biden got in there. He opened the border wall back up, cut the pipeline. Gas prices went up. He letting all those illegal come in. And those illegal comes in, they buy them a car. They give them like credit cards, but they got $10,000 added to the card to spend on whatever they want to. You say, how do I know that? I know a couple illegal Mexicans that living in Charlestown. They lost a couple of them out in the parking lot. I know who they was. And I asked them, can I call and see about this? They said, yeah. Each one of them had $10,000. They told me a password. So they had $10,000 cash to spend on whatever they wanted. That's a fact. They buy illegals a new vehicle. They get them housing free of charge. It's time to wake up. No matter if you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, it's time to wake up. Nancy, get down. Get down, baby. No, get off of the table. Come on. Come on. Get off of the table. Come on. And yes, I should. I think he should be president. The Democrats don't want him in there. Look what he done when he was president. Everything he said he was going to do. Get the people come back to the United States that moved over here because labor was cheaper. He said he's going to build a border wall. He done that until Biden got in there and they stopped it. You seen it on the news where the Border Patrol just stand there and don't do a thing because the president says not to do it. You all have the right to vote who you want to. I'm 70 plus years old. I've seen it in my lifetime. I've seen it. Back in the 50s and 60s and 70s, the Democrats and the Republicans, they got together. They worked everything out. They didn't fight like they did today. You send like Senator Lugar, Quayle. They're your senators for Indiana. Quayle was a vice president. You had Lee Hamilton, the 9th District Congressman for Indiana. He was a Democrat. I sent them all emails. They answer them. They didn't have to, but they did. They didn't care if you was a Democrat, Independent, Republican. They tried to help you out, compare what they are now. I've sent letters to Obama, Bush, and Trump. I never expect to hear from them. I didn't hear from anybody except Trump. And I want to thank Trump. I know some of you don't like Trump. That's okay. I might lose some subscribers. That's okay. But it's time to get our head out of our butt. So, people, it's time to wake up. That could have been Biden there. It could have been Biden instead of Trump. Josh, I'm not giving up. Just vote your conscience and your heart. Vote who you want to. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm 70 plus years old. And I tell you, I'm a registered Democrat. During the primary, I might vote Democrat. Or some people I won't vote for in the Democrat primary. But vote with your conscience. Think back when Trump was president. Look at your gas prices. Look at the grocery store prices. No matter if it's the dollar store, Family Dollar, Kroger's, Save a Step, look at that. Look at them jobs that left the United States under Obama and Bush and all that. Look at the jobs that came back when Trump got to be president. That's true. Food is outrageous. It is outrageous, Josh. I agree with you. Especially with my income, $800 to $900 a month. That's about 10 grand a year. Look at, I was going to buy some baby formula for my baby cats until I saw the price of it. You can't even afford to have a baby because you can't feed them the baby formula unless you breastfeed it. I'm not telling you, Josh, to... No, it's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. But that's back when I was young, Josh, and I don't know how old you are, but one of your parents, if you're close to my age, 60, 70 years old, it was always been one parent that worked. Now it takes two parents to work to make it pretty nice, comfortable living. And you got a long ways to go before you retire. You got about another 30 years. And I want to thank you, Josh, for being here. I know some people don't agree with me. You saw the video that I showed from Missy's channel. Corey, he's the one that got killed there in the bleachers. He fell on his wife and kids to protect him. That's how come I show that video from Missy's channel. I watched quite a bit of Missy's channel. I see they started a GoFund. They got $2 million. How much is a man's life worth? You got other two. You can watch it again. And I show a little bit of CNN. But you heard on Missy's channel, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, that people told them there was somebody up on that building with a gun. Why didn't the Secret Service or the police or the FBI, why didn't they stop it? That's my question to you all people. It's time to wake up. That could have been Biden that would have got shot. It could have been Biden or Obama or the Clintons or the Bush. It's time to wake up. And I want you all to say prayers for the Corey family who lost a husband, a father, because of that stupid jackass crook in Pennsylvania. I watched a video early, outdoor with the Morgans. He does, cutting wood and stuff like that outdoors with the Morgans. Where the president was, he's about 15 minutes away. He was there, him and a couple other people. He heard the gunshots. But it pisses me off, people. Why is CNN covering it up? Why didn't the police stop it? Why didn't the Secret Service do something? Something's wrong here in Denmark. Something's rotten in Denmark. You know, I want to thank those 3 ladies, Secret Service. They done a great job protecting the president. That one, Trump put his arm around her while she's holding his red hat, helping him down the steps, getting him in that Suburban or whatever kind of SUV it was. She had her, I don't know if it was a 9mm or Glocked out. Then you had security out there with, I guess, the M16s or SKs, whatever those high-power rifles are. This should never happen. Somebody screwed up. I don't know if it's the Secret Service, the local police department, the state police department, the FBI. That's questions we have to wait on. When you heard her on Missy's channel, you can redo it. You can go to Missy's channel and watch it. And that's what I stand for, people. Truth and justice for all. How about Corey, who died? How's he going to get his justice? He's the breadwinner for his family, his wife, and kids. Now he's dead. He's not going to be a breadwinner. It one makes me cry that some dumbass out there, 20 years old, says he's a Republican, but I bet you go back and check that his family's a Democrat. But like Trump said, fake news when he was president. How do I know it's fake news? Me and my son went to Louisville, Kentucky when he was president to a get-together. That place was packed. It was over at the Kentucky, where they have the Kentucky State Fair. That's a big place. We watched Trump there in person. Watch it on our cell phones. CNN and Fox, they reported stuff that was fake. Trump didn't say that. But, Josh and your people, before November gets here, think about it. Think about voting for Trump or Biden. You know, just think about it. Look at our economy when Trump was there. Look at the border wall. They got drugs coming across the border. They got child traffickers coming across the border. We got rapists coming across the border. Josh, it could be one of your children that would get molested by one of those illegal people coming across the border. You people need to think about it. You know, you might not like Trump, but he did some good for all people. Black, white, Democrats, Republican, Independent. He done a bunch of good stuff for all of us. You know, I'll be praying for you all that you make the right choice in November when you go vote. I hope you all make the right choice. Josh, I'm not telling you to vote Trump. I leave it up to you and God. God will tell you who to vote for. Look at the price of gasoline in your state when Trump was president. Look at the business coming back into the United States. Would Russia be in war with Ukraine if Trump was president? No. Because they know not to mess with Trump. That's only my opinion. You know, that's your opinion too, whatever you want to say about it. But I'm getting sick and tired of my tax dollars going to Ukraine. We got homeless people living out on our streets. We got homeless veterans living out on the street because either the business that the veterans work for left the country or they closed down because of the virus. It's time to wake up. And you know, Trump, I forget, the countries wasn't paying their fair share. What is it? Import taxes? You all could look at that. And Trump got them paying their fair share of the money. We got more money coming into the United States from those countries. Russia, Japan, China, UK, all over since Trump was president. He raised everything. As a president, Trump didn't take a paycheck, but I think the law states he has to take at least $1. You all can do research on the internet. There have been other presidents out there that didn't take their paycheck. They only got $1 for the 4 years or 8 years they was in there. So, I just want to thank you all for joining me. I had to bring it up. I had to show you Missy's channel where Corey got killed. He's the one that was in the bleachers. He covered his wife and kids to protect them from the shooter. I feel so sad for the people of America because of what happened yesterday. You heard it on Missy's channel. Not 1, 2, 3, 5 times they reported a gunman up there on that roof. Whose fault is it? I'll leave it up to you all. Whose fault is it? Secret Service, FBI, local police, state police, the sheriff's department. Whose fault is it? So, that's all I got to say. Hit the subscribe bell. Hit the thumbs up. I wish I could get 1,000 people in the chat, but when you're a small YouTube channel, you're not going to get that many people watching it. And about 2 hours, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, you all need to go watch What the Hells. Jeremy and George, they do storage units. They buy them at auction. Then they sell what they find in there on eBay and other web pages. They bought some property down there in Otters Creek, Florida, which is Levy County. In case you all didn't hear, Levy County Sheriff's Department arrested John Cook for a grave battery, pulling the gun out on an 8-year-old child. And his bond is $75,000 cash or 10% security, which is $7,500. If you listen to Turtle Ladies, John can't see that good to see if it was a cell phone or a gun. If that's the case, what is he doing driving if he can't see that good? Why haven't the state of Florida take his driver's license away if he can't see that good? You know, Lynette posed to be in Ohio court this week. I forget what day, but maybe what the hells, we'll talk about it tonight. Thank you all that has subscribed, that showed up, watched my channel tonight. I want to thank you all. Tomorrow when I get up, I have to run to Scottsburg Hospital, probably 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, for the vampires. You know what the vampires is? They suck blood out of you with those big old needles. I got to go give some blood for my doctor. It'll be a week from tomorrow. I got to go to my family doctor for my 6 months checkup. And I've been taking my Ozempic. I've been taking my metformin. Been taking my vitamins, my blood pressure medicine. I take about 7 to 10 pills a day. You know, I don't think I take any blood thinners. Every time I get a new medicine, people, anytime you get a new medicine from your doctor, look it up on the website. You know, type in that medicine. You find out more about your medicine and what the drugstore give you. So, I had to call my family doctor to get me another thing of Ozempic. I told him 3 months supply, but I only got 1 month supply. So when I talk to her next Monday up there by Scottsburg Hospital, that used to be Dr. Craig's office, but I'm hoping Scott County, which is Norton's hospital, I hope they get another diabetes doctor. I could drive 20 miles away to another one to Sellersburg. That's about 20 miles away, 17 miles away. But Scottsburg, about 4 to 5 miles north of me. It's closer. It saves me gasoline. So I want to say hi to everybody in Russia, the UK, Australia, China, and cause I want to bring, as long as I don't show the video, I think I'm all right. It's Russian Katyusha, Katyusha. And it is Russian music. They talk about apples and I think pears. I found an English version. As long as I don't think I shared the video, I don't think they would get mad. I'm not going to show the video. People, if I remember from the English version of this song, they talk about apples and pears and down by the river. Kind of like a love letter, something like that. I love Russia. I listen to this music all night long. It puts me to sleep. I could pick words out of it. But please don't get me a copyright strike. I'm trying to get people to love your country and your music. You know, this is an old video. People, she's a young girl in this. This video is probably 10 years old, maybe more. She's in her 20s now. I wish I could find this other one, because I'm in love with this blonde that sings it. She's a cute blonde, blue eyes. But where is it? Oh, there's that cute blonde. She's wearing like a crown. People, I will show you what she looks like. But the video is owned by somebody else. But I believe the music is owned by Russia. I tell you the name of it. You can look it up. It's Russian Katyusha. Katyu, wow. You can find the English version of it. I know it. I heard something about apples and pears down by the river. You know, it's beautiful music. It's a sweet song. And I want to thank you people in Russia for having it on YouTube and other places. I love that music. I love this beautiful girl. And she's a blonde, wear a red crown with maybe diamonds in it. I said maybe she's a VIP. She got sweet blue eyes. She's sweet. I would love to have her for my wife, but just by looking at her, I'd be taking a bunch of cold showers. I said it's probably 20s or 30s. So, I want to thank you all. I know I might lose some of you because about Trump and the politics. But I had to show you this about Corey, the guy who got killed by that sniper. He fell on his wife and children to protect his family. That pisses me off, people. It should piss you off. It could have been Biden, or it could have been Obama. It could have been any Democrat that got shot. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, or whatever. It's time for this bull to stop. It's time for it to stop. So go to Missy's channel. You see the video. Subscribe to her channel. She got some nice content. Also, there's a web page I want you to go to. It's Lincoln City Gifts in Oregon. OR, I guess, is short for Oregon. Lincoln City Gifts. Look up on their website. They got hoodies. They got jackets. They got sweatpants. They got a bunch of stuff. They got their price is pretty reasonable. And Lincoln City Gifts is one of my YouTube members. Thank you all. Thank you for the gifts they sent me. You say, well, you got gifts from them and that's why you're pushing them. No, when you send me stuff that I could use or my cats can use, I will promote your YouTube channel or your website. You know, that's what God wants me to do. I subscribe to your all's YouTube channel because I either like your video, your comment, or you don't have any subscribers, or you don't have enough subscribers. That's why I'm trying to help you all out. I don't have to, but God wants me to help you all out. If you don't believe in God, that's okay.
With the Republican National Convention set to start tomorrow, all focus has been turned to security after an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. Thanks for joining us. I'm Miranda Parnell. The shooting happened just a few minutes after the former president took the stage at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. But former President Trump is not letting this attempt on his life keep him from the campaign trail. He's already heading to Milwaukee ahead of the RNC, where he's expected to officially receive the Republican nomination for president. Right now, Secret Service says there are no plans to make changes to their security at the convention. Officials say the convention already had the absolute highest security level they have available. Today, President Joe Biden spoke from Washington, condemning the attack and promising to make sure Donald Trump has all resources to keep him safe and to find out what went wrong yesterday.
And I've been consistent in my direction to the Secret Service to provide him with every resource, capability, and protective measure necessary to ensure his continued safety. I've directed an independent review of the national security at yesterday's rally to assess exactly what happened.
Federal
Well, they cut it short, people. But okay, I've been on here an hour and 2 minutes. So I want to thank you all for watching. God bless you all. And at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, go to What the Hells at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's about, I got 6:48 p.m., so about an hour and 10 minutes, something like that. So make sure you go in there. I'm not telling you all who to vote for. Just look back when Trump was in there. Look at the gas prices. Look at the grocery prices. Look at the people coming back that our jobs went outside of the USA. Trump brought a bunch of them in. Look at the countries that didn't pay their fair value of what? Import tax? I can't remember what it was. But Trump got them all paying more money up front. You know. So I want you all to think about, I don't care if you're a Democrat, Independent, Republican. I'm a registered Democrat. When it comes to November, I'm voting for Trump. He done everything he said he was going to do. And, you know, that's only my opinion, people. But it's your right. But look how everything was before Trump got in there.
What if you could use retirement accounts to invest in crypto? With iTrust Capital, you can. iTrust Capital allows you to
have confidence from the U.S. Secret Service. Secure this site here over the next 4 days after his life was nearly taken yesterday in Pennsylvania.
So this event has been designated as a national special security event, which is the highest level of security for an event that can be designated by the government. So this is a whole of government approach. We've had an extensive planning process to include many organizations building out the operational security plans for any and all aspects of security related to this event.
Have you had the resources you need?
Yes, we are fully prepared and have a comprehensive security plan in place, and we're ready to go.
Kayla Kuby-Burns, CBS News. Why are you not expanding the perimeter?
So we're confident in the current plan that we have. It is based off of technical assessments, protective intelligence, and we are continuously monitoring information related to the event. So we're confident in the plans that we have, and we're moving forward with those plans.
And why are you not concerned that people can carry firearms within that soft perimeter?
So again, the Secret Service inner perimeter is our primary jurisdiction, so I would defer any questions related to outside of that zone to my partners here on the stage. Yeah.
So one of the things I've understood in regards to the inner perimeter, it's the largest inner perimeter that has been part of the convention, to my understanding. Maybe I have to get that clarified. And so that is one important point to be able to understand in regards to what that level of security about what the inner perimeter looks like. In regards to the ability to carry a firearm outside of the inner perimeter, again, our state law allows for the particular right to carry a firearm. We as a city cannot legislate out of that, and I don't know if our mayor wants to speak on that anymore in regards to that. And so for we, in regards to our law enforcement aspect, we have to operate within those guidelines. Unless it's something that is against state law, we have to respect Second Amendment right to carry your firearm, especially in regards to open carry or carry and conceal with your license. And so that is a, again, issue that we have to navigate. And I will say this, and I've said this many times, as that is your right, please exercise your right in a responsible manner. Please ensure that the behaviors that we would like to see for those with that responsibility aligns with that responsibility. The Market Police Department will not tolerate any particular behaviors outside of what is legally allowed in regards to that right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. And just to reiterate what the Chief said, local ordinances in the state of Wisconsin do not supersede state law. Wisconsin is an open carry state, and therefore the city of Milwaukee and no other jurisdiction in this state can supersede that state law. Folks should be aware, though, that proactively before the convention gets started, we did take action at the local level to ban items that we could ban. So we used our authority already at the municipal level to take that sort of security precaution that we were able to do. But in terms of banning weapons in the outer perimeter, that is not within our purview because of state law.
Dan Simmons with the New York Times for the Secret Service. If there have been any changes to the overall security plan, have there been changes to the protection plan for the former president, his family, and other elected officials?
So I'm the RNC coordinator, so I can only speak to the National Special Security event. The plans that we have in place will continue as is, and we're confident in those plans.
That means no guns inside the convention except police.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Michael Hensel. I'm the special agent in charge of the FBI for the state of Wisconsin. For your first question, the men and women of the FBI in the state of Wisconsin who work in our 6 offices, along with the assistance of our 56 field offices across the United States, and our domestic and international federal partners, have worked over the last 18 months to take information in, intelligence in, evaluate that information, and then disseminate it to both our state and local partners to address any threats. Currently, there are no known articulated threats against the RNC or anyone visiting the RNC. That's important because we also need the help of the public. If they see something during this time or feel uncomfortable with something, please let us know. Let your local law enforcement agencies know, or the FBI. 1-800 call the FBI.
Just follow up. Sorry. I guess I'll
There have been no changes to our current operational security plans for this event.
Why not, given the fact that the former president was assassinated?
So again, this event is designated as a national special security event. So it is a 18-month process that involves all levels of government that are contributing to the operational security plans for this event. So we have an operational security plan that's built out for every area of responsibility related to any and all aspects of security related to this event.
Nick Waters with Bloomberg News. So to the local and state officials on the stage, have you made any changes to your plans for this event, bringing in more officers, more intelligence gathering, anything else that would help what happened yesterday beyond the Secret Service?
I can just reiterate what I said before in terms of what the city of Milwaukee has done. Our council, in conjunction with me, passed and signed a local ordinance to make sure that there's more protection in the outer perimeter as it relates to officers from across the state of Wisconsin or elsewhere coming in to assist with public safety around this. I've deferred to Chief.
No change.
So, sorry, so you said make sure there's more protection in the outer perimeter. So what does that look like on the ground?
I'm sorry?
What does that look like on the ground? If Chief of Police is saying there's no change, what does it look like on the ground if you're saying there's more protection in the outer perimeter?
So the ordinance that I'm referring to that we passed proactively at the local level, which is, by the way, the same ordinance, the same type of ordinance that we passed in preparation for the Democratic National Convention when it was to take place in Milwaukee in 2020 before becoming mostly a virtual event, is an ordinance that does not allow individuals to bring in into the outer perimeter hard items like cans, like bottles that are filled, other hard objects that can be used as projectile weapons and things like that.
Hate choosing between vibrant jungles, the sweltering desert,
So, this is all I'm going to do, people. You hear what's going on at the convention, which starts tomorrow, and some of the security things. But since it's a government building, you're not supposed to bring in guns into a government building. But, you know, every state's different. So, okay. I want to say bye. God bless you. Hello, Russia. I love that music. Let me spell the name. Katyusha. I love that song. I played it in the background, but I didn't show the video. So I would say Russia owns the music. I don't know. But I love it. I love Russia. No matter if I'm a USA citizen. You all got pretty ladies over in Russia. And back when I was younger, I had pen pals from Russia. That's back when I was a teenager, 13, 16, 18 years old. Now I think they charge you for it. So I want to say goodbye. Let's help Corey out, the one who got killed yesterday in Pennsylvania, protecting his wife and children. Also, I want to say happy birthday to anybody who got birthdays today. Happy birthday to anybody who got birthdays. Husbands, if today is the day you got married, please don't forget your anniversary. Your wife will kill you. That's a figure of speech. So, happy birthday, happy anniversary to all your married people that got married on this day or was born on this day. So God bless you all. And you all have a great Sunday. And I did cut some more in my yard. I might cut some more tomorrow. But I love you all. God bless you all. Good night. Goodbye. Peace, my friend. I love you.